Today I'm drinking out of the Cancel Sean Boston mug. Merch link in description below. Cancel Sean Boston is a book that I wrote in 2020 for NaNoWriMo. I've talked on this channel about NaNoWriMo a couple times in the past and about how doing a challenge to write 50,000 words in a month has been really helpful to me. For 2023, I really wanted to make a goal to get as much writing done as possible, as much writing practice at all costs. And because of that, I decided to create a little challenge for myself that I've since heard I'm probably not the person to make up this challenge because I think other people are doing it too, but I don't know if there's an official name or anything for it. But today I'm here to take you through my 2023 writing challenge, what the details of it look like, how you can join along with me and do a writing challenge together. Let's go!
Get you some nuts!
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should pick up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.
What's up, my fellow small business supporters? I'm Savvy. Welcome back to Savvy Writes Books, the channel where we talk about books and business. Today we're going to be talking all about books and writing, but if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe because multiple times a week I put out new videos, and while you're at it, you'll really want to make sure you're subscribed to my second channel, Your Morning Guru, which is linked in the description below because that channel is going to be kind of key in what we're talking about today in terms of my writing challenge. What is the writing challenge that I am going to be doing for 2023? As a lot of you guys know, NaNoWriMo is the writing challenge that happens every year in November. And for the month of November, a lot of people will challenge themselves to write their first complete draft of a novel, or at the very least to write 50,000 words. Now, 50,000 words might be the complete length of your novel draft, or if your novel's a little bit longer, maybe it'll just be part of it, or maybe you'll try to go for more than 50,000 words. But basically, it's write a novel draft or write 50,000 words. That's kind of the NaNoWriMo goal that a lot of people go for. If you want to know more about NaNoWriMo, if you're new to the writing world, then I've made other videos about NaNoWriMo in the past that you can check out as well. So I decided for 2023, what if I made a goal to do that every month? Like, what if I just made a goal that every single month of 2023, I was gonna write like it was NaNoWriMo? The reason I'm making a video about this is that I've been talking about this in a lot of writing, like author tubers and writing YouTubers. I've been in their chats during live streams talking about doing this, and a lot of people thought it sounded fun and people thought it sounded interesting. Some people told me that they'd heard other people were doing a similar challenge, and some people told me that they wanted to join my challenge or whatever. For me, it hasn't been an official challenge. It's just like a thing that at the beginning of January, I said, you know what? I'm gonna write 50,000 words a month every month for 2023. I know there's another challenge out there called Millwordy that people do, where the idea is that over the course of the year, you want to write 1,000,000 total words. So if I hit my goal of 50,000 words every month, that is 600,000 total words. So it's not 1,000,000, it is 6/10 of a million. It is 3/5 of a million, right? It's not a whole million. However, I've also heard that a lot of people who do the Millwordy challenge, they count every word they write. So like writing emails, writing school assignments, writing work assignments, writing all kinds of stuff. They count everything, and that just sounds really tedious. So here's what my challenge is. My challenge for myself, which I'm not claiming to be the one who invented it because I've heard other people have done similar challenges. So I'm not trademarking anything. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing this year. My challenge that I'm doing for myself is to write 50,000 words of book drafts. So I normally would say 50,000 words of fiction. However, one of the drafts I'm working on is nonfiction as well for a book. So I haven't been working on that one yet this year, but I'm going to be in future months. So that's going to count as part of that too. So book drafts, prose, I guess prose is a way to put it, novels, nonfiction books, fiction, that kind of stuff. That is what I am counting towards my 50,000 words for every month goal. Now, on the day that I'm filming this, it is currently the 1st of February, meaning that yesterday, January, just ended. And I will show you guys the process that I've been going through, how I've been keeping track of my word counts, how I'm keeping track of everything, and what some of these projects that I'm working on are. First, though, I'd like to give a shout out to all the author tubers out there who host Writing Sprint live streams. Now, if you guys remember on my channel a couple years ago, I used to be really into hosting Writing Sprint live streams as well. And if you're new here, if you don't know what a Writing Sprint live stream is, basically someone will get on camera and they will gather a group of people and say, all right, we're going to hang out, we're going to talk, we're going to have fun. And then I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. And during those 20 minutes, just write. Don't stop writing. Get as many words down as you can. Focus and be productive. And then then we'll come back together, and then I, who am running the stream, will tell you about what I did, and then you all in the chat can say what you accomplished, and we can encourage each other, and we can tell each other about our projects, and it's like having a little group or a community of people to keep each other accountable in terms of your writing goals, and also to be productive together, because a lot of times working with other people can make it easier to stay productive. In the description below, I will link the spreadsheet of AuthorTube writing playlists. Every day it's listed on a different tab. What are the writing streams that are going to be happening that day, what time they're at, whose channel they're on, what the link is, things like that, so it's very easy to find. So I've been going to a lot of these, watching other people write, writing during the timer, coming back together, announcing our word counts, congratulating each other, great things like that. And this is where my second channel, Your Morning Guru, comes in as well. Because on that channel, if you've been subscribed over there, you might know that we've been doing some writing streams on and off on that channel. However, we have recently made a decision to make our writing stream a weekly staple. It's going to be a weekly thing that we do on our channel. And we decided to change our normal Friday stream, our normal Friday morning radio show type of thing, into a writing stream instead. So every Friday on the Your Morning Guru channel, you can join us at 3 p.m. Central when we will be hosting our own writing sprints. I will link the writing stream for that channel in the description below. So if you want to join me and write with me during this challenge, you can do that as well. So what have I been writing and what will I be writing every month to hit this goal? Well, first let's start with what I wrote in January, because I did surpass this goal for January so far. I mentioned briefly in passing at the beginning of January that I have a lot more books out than my audience thinks I do, because I have a pen name that I write romance under. And that is true. A lot of people have asked me what it is. And, like, if someone slides in my DMs and asks me what it is, I'll tell you. It's not like it's a big secret, but I'm not going to announce it publicly for at least a year. And here's the reason why. A lot of my following comes from my YouTube channel. Or, like, I guess when I started Forever Home Friends, I built up a local following in Chicago and then transferred to YouTube and started building up a following for novels there. But as a result, it's not great right now for online sales. And that's not to say my sales are bad. It's more so to say that I don't think I'm learning about e-commerce very well from this process, and I don't think I'm improving at e-commerce. And here's what I mean by that. If I go on Amazon and someone bought my book, 90s Kids, it'll say under it, so 90s Kids is like a queer time travel romance. It's lesbian Back to the Future. People who like 90s Kids would be people who like books by like Becky Albertalli or Alice Oseman or someone like that, right? But a lot of the things will be like customers who bought 90s Kids also bought, and then it'll be like Savvy Business Owner, which is my business self-help advice book, or like Smile Chewy, which is a kid's book about dogs. Basically, they're all like completely unrelated target audiences, other than the thing you have in common is that you all like me. And I really do appreciate that you like me, and I appreciate that you like my writing, and if you're here and you don't like my writing, I still appreciate that you're here watching. Thank you, I appreciate it. But either way, I'm really grateful for that, and I think that's really great, but I'm also trying to learn about building a core readership that's going to compound on an e-commerce site. So what I mean by that is, like, when I'm on YouTube, I build an audience of people who want to see the same kinds of videos from me, which is why I have separate channels for like morning live streams. I have a separate channel for doing movie reviews, stuff like that, because I want to build like a core audience of people here. And then I know that when I release a new video, the same people for the most part are going to want to come back and watch. It's not quite the same with me for books right now. I don't know necessarily everything about my target demographics, and I feel like that's hindering me as an entrepreneur in the writing sphere. I want to learn a lot more about different ways that authors make money rapid releasing books. I want to learn a lot more about how particularly romance authors utilize the Amazon algorithm or the iBooks algorithm, or just different types of internet algorithms, different types of advertisements, different types of promotions, marketing tactics, strategies. I want to teach myself as much about that as possible. And so the reason that I'm not revealing the pen name in a video announcement just yet is that I don't want my statistics and analytics to be skewed by like, oh, a bunch of people who like me as a person or who are curious about what I was writing all swarmed there to see, but they're not necessarily the target audience. Or maybe you are the target audience. So again, if you are really genuinely interested in reading short, cheesy romances, like DM me and I will gladly share it with you. But my plan with that right now is mostly to keep on experimenting and seeing what types of books sell really well, what types of structures grab people in from the beginning, what types of stories, what types of titles do well, what types of covers do well. I want to keep learning and seeing through trial and error what works, what times of year to publish, things like that, as I keep going there. And I think after I've done this for a year and have gotten to observe the patterns and observe how things change over time, I plan at the end of 2023, assuming this all goes well, I plan to make a larger video explaining how that whole process went, what I learned from it, all of my takeaways, and doing a whole, and then in that I'll tell you, I'll advertise what the name is at that point, because hopefully I'll have learned enough about the process from doing this a lot. So I have 10 books out under another name. By the time I put this video out, it'll probably be 11 because I put them out really quick. I'll be honest about that. So anyway, I've been writing a ton because I've been releasing a ton. Back in December, I was having like 10,000 word days regularly because I was taking time off of making videos. But my point is, I will regularly go into someone's writing stream, write nonstop for 20 minutes, and then then I will update people on like, hey, I'm working on this lesbian romance. Hey, I'm working on this male-female romance. I'm writing all different kinds of stuff, you guys. And I've been tracking my word counts along the way. So with all of that in mind, let's talk about how January's word count goals went. Now, this is a little notebook that I got at the Last Bookstore in Los Angeles. It's called Business Bullshit. I love this book. It is Business Bullshit. I love it, one, because the cover is funny, and two, because of the way it's laid out. It is lined pages on one side and dotted pages on the other. It's probably completely out of focus. But anyway, it's a great book for being versatile, for doing different types of charts and things like that. I've been regularly keeping track of my word counts every day in here. So for example, this is kind of what it looks like. Sometimes I'll try it out as a chart, write the date, how many words I started with in that document, how many words I ended with, and then how many words total I wrote that day. And if I skip between different documents, I can take a note of that as well. And so I kept track of that every day that I worked on writing. Most days I averaged 4,000 to 5,000 words written, and that's when I spent, a good 2 or 3 hours just sat there really, really focused on what I was doing. I've noticed that if I focus really well, my writing speed averages about 2,500 words an hour. Like, if someone set a timer for an hour and I just sat there writing, and I didn't get distracted by my phone, I didn't get distracted by making more coffee, anything like that, I just sat there, I would write about 2,500 words in an hour. And so going with that speed, if I want to write like a 10,000 word short story, I can estimate that the first draft's going to take me about 4 hours to do, if I stick with it and go really quick. And I'm enjoying writing fast and that kind of thing. I think it's a fun way to try these kind of things out and see what happens, because it also kind of takes away any inhibition where I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound right, I don't like this sentence. Yeah, I can fix that when I'm going back over it. When you're doing the first draft, you want to discover the story. You want to see what exciting ideas pop into your head. Now, that may not work for everyone, but again, it's an experiment I'm trying right now. Anyway, with all of that said, January's word count total was 66,474 words. That's what I wrote in January. And like I said, right now while I'm filming this, it is the 1st of February, so I don't have any updates on February word count goals, but I feel like I really crushed it in January with getting the 50,000 words written. Those were pretty much entirely romances for my pen name that I wrote. However, I am working on a bunch of additional projects that I'm going to count with those word count goals. For example, let's talk about them. One of them being, if you guys remember, in November, I put out a video announcing my NaNoWriMo project, and during November, I was working on first drafts of that series, and it's a series of books called The Boss Babes, which is about a journalist whose life was ruined by MLM companies who's trying to take them down from the inside. So people who are on my channel for business commentary and anti-MLM stuff, you guys will probably enjoy The Boss Babes, a book about the multi-level marketing world and things like that. So that's a series that I've been working on, that I'm going to continue working on this year, and hopefully we'll have at least the first 3 in the series ready to edit or start to release by the end of the year or early next year. Another book that I've been working on that I told you guys about is the one called Conversations with My Puppet, which is my one nonfiction project currently. A lot of you guys have told me you like Savvy Business Owner, and it's gotten pretty good reviews on Amazon, which I'm extremely grateful for. And because of that, I think maybe you guys like nonfiction. Maybe I want to do more nonfiction and put more stuff out there. So I'm writing a book about the power of playing with toys and being creative with objects like puppets and dolls and stuffed animals and things like that, and the ways that that can help you generate new new ideas for your business, the way that that can help you with your writing, things like that. And it's full of exercises and writing prompts that you can do along with those things. So that's another book that I'm writing. I am close to being done with the first draft of that, so I'm going to keep going. I'm hoping to get that book out within the 2023 year. And the other main project I'm working on is the sequel to Cancel Sean Boston. RK and I wrote the first draft of the sequel. We finished in the middle of 2022. And then we took a break from it to work on our solo writing careers a little bit. We had a little like Harry Styles action going on there, just doing a little bit of our own solo career. And now in February it's time for us to focus on getting the revisions, the rewrites, the edits, and all of that done to the sequel to Cancel Sean Boston, which is called Cancel Alicia Shiloh, and we're going to be getting that out this spring as well. So those are the big writing projects I'm working on. So as you can see, I have plenty of projects to take up this 50,000 words a month writing challenge. Now, what if you're like Savvy? This really inspires me. I want to try to write 50,000 words a month for the entirety of 2023. Well, there's a lot of ways you can do that. The way I'm going to promote to you right now, because this is my video, is to join me on Fridays at 3 p.m. Central on the Your Morning Guru channel, which is where I will be hosting writing sprints for a long time, for the foreseeable future. So hang out with me for writing sprints over there. Also check out the AuthorTube spreadsheet linked below, where a lot of people are hosting writing sprints, where it's just a great place to find a community of people to, you know, help each other with writing. People think of it as a very solitary activity, but for me it works best when there's a community involved. And so that's why I really like having you guys, and I really like having the AuthorTube community and all of that kind of great stuff. So let me know your thoughts on this challenge in the comments below. I am very, very excited to make more videos updating people about this challenge, to make more social media posts updating people, to keep tracking my word counts throughout the year and seeing, you know, how I'm doing, if there are challenges that arise along the way, and also to making videos updating and summarizing as we go along with this. This challenge so far has been extremely productive for me, and every day I get really excited to get all my other daily tasks done so that I could get to start writing. And my joy for writing is just, it's so explosive right now. I love it so much. And the other thing that that I really like about this is that even if I publish a book and it doesn't do very well, or not that many people seem interested in it or whatever, the amount of time you spend writing is never going to be, if you're a writer, right, it's never going to be a bad thing to spend more time writing. Spending time writing is good practice. The more you practice any skill, the better you get at it. So if you keep spending more and more time writing, you're going to keep getting better at it. Even if that book was a flop, well, it was still a learning experience. You learned what didn't work there, and then you also had that time you spent actually writing that helped you, you know, continue to get in the habit of putting words into sentences, figuring out what you think is funny and what works well. My point is that the more time you spend writing is never going to hurt you, in my personal opinion, but maybe there's exceptions to that rule, like everything. Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think about all this. I will see you guys again on Friday for another video, but in the meantime, please keep on supporting small businesses and supporting authors on YouTube. Have a fantastic start to your day. Bye!
Get you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.